So all this code is there. It's a lot cleaner than just doing it from scratch using SteamVR, plugging along. Next. And of course, you can have your own like callback style listeners. So you can write your own scripts, attach it to any object, so you can actually get callbacks on pressing buttons and so forth. And with that, that's input utility. Next, I want to highlight some of the features for the media decoder plugin. As I said, a lot of people are waiting for this. I've actually been studying a lot of the plugins available for 360 videos. They're all over the map. Previous to our having our own, which is free, I was recommending AV Pro for use on the Vive. That one I think costs $150 for Windows. This does all of that and more, and it's free, and I highly recommend you take a look at it if you're doing 360 video. Next. This is video, if you play please. This is just included in the asset store description. It's just showing you how very simple it is just to get a 2D display and video going. Just specify the file and you're up and running. And you also have to specify material. We give you choices of some shaders you can use, and play. And that's starting from scratch how to use the media decoder for a 2D display. Obviously, I'm more excited about 360 possibilities. Next. So here we do have a script for supporting 360. This is the demo example, and it's got actually on the left you'll see a lot of examples. You have standard image video, stereo images, stereo video, and 360 video. So the magic happens with these scripts. Next. So you have a UV sphere script. Next, please. And basically dynamically creates your sphere for you. Technically, it's all you need, but if you want to, I know a lot of people create their own spheres because of different lenses or whatever the situation. You can actually go to that script and basically attach an external sphere. And one of the things of course, in the Vive that I love to do with 360 videos to bring VR into 360 video, because we all know that 360 video is not VR, right? So we need to bring it in there. So you can play around the size. I played around the size of the sphere, and it's just why I encourage people to experiment. Obviously, we put the viewer in the middle, but you can actually have the viewer standing at the bottom of the sphere. So if there's a little positional tracking, you can limit it, because obviously now you have the sphere that you can go through. But with a few tricks, you can make it feel like it's positional. And of course, you can start adding virtual objects. One example I did was a performance on stage where you can actually have a virtual drum and start playing with the controllers and join in on the 360 video, music video. Next. So now what I want to talk about, outside of the Unity plugins we've been releasing, and we're going to have more, by the way. I think there's one coming up very soon, another one that I'm excited about, but I can't talk about. Basically, the Viveport beta. So we announced Viveport. It's our store. We announced it. We actually launched it in China because Steam isn't supported in China. So obviously we had to have something there. But now we've announced that we're going to make it available everywhere. We want developers to start publishing on the Viveport beta. So next, you can get a look at Viveport beta if you're a registered developer. It doesn't cost anything. Just go to a developer site. Next. And you can just register, and what you do next is basically go to our dev zone, and this is where you can download the SDKs. Next. I'm just going to skip the web pages. So basically, you can get it now. If you already have the Vive software, how many people have used Vive installation setup? How many people have seen Vive Home and the spaces? That there's 3 spaces now in Vive Home. Okay, so this is something we need to tell people about. Basically, next. When you have the dashboard, you have the Steam dashboard, and you can see the desktop. You can install, if you install the Vive setup, and you'll get Vive Home. So it's a number of spaces users can actually have to have shortcuts to applications and so forth. Anyway, we've created a couple SDKs for publishing on the Viveport, but specifically, I'm going to actually gloss over the DRM SDK due to time. I'm going to focus on the Vive Options SDK next. So I'm going to, the slides are going to be provided to everyone, so I'm just going to skip over, everyone knows DRM is, right? Digital Rights Management. You can actually support that. Next. This is just how it works. Next. So with Vive Home Spaces, you have like this is one of the first home spaces we released. Kind of this portal in space. We have one that's inside a museum and another one that's inside a forest. And basically, you can create shortcuts. At this moment, all users can create shortcuts to apps, run a video player using our plugin. That's why we've shared it with everyone. And in the future, of course, you'll have Viveport, where you can actually purchase applications. Next. So what we want to do is have people create their own objects and push them out into these spaces, these worlds that users can customize. So initially, we're going to have it associated with your app on the store so that you can actually promote your application with these interactive objects. Next. So they can be any type of objects inside these spaces. Next. And if you can play this video, this is one of the objects I've created using the SDK. Yeah. So here we are in this museum space, and I've added you might recognize Robot Kyle. So I've added this, I've exported this using the SDK and added it to this space. And I can interact with it. Depending how close I am, it'll do a different animation. I can have it follow, the gaze follow me. And of course, if I decide to even get closer or maybe even touch him, I can have a different animation altogether. So here I'm going to try to touch him, and he runs away. So it's kind of like a shy robot Kyle. But you can imagine the possibilities. Next. And the SDK is pretty straightforward. So even if your app, let's say your app's an Unreal app, and you want to, since the Vive Home itself is written in Unity, this is why we have a SDK in Unity. All you need to do is just import your FBX, your model, your animations, and then we have an automated system using an editor extension so that you can actually go through a lot of these steps. I'm going to say next. Actually, just keep hitting it until the end of this. This is just to show you the steps to actually set up your model, and then we'll stop here. And then you'll have that ready to test in your home space. One important thing I have to mention, of course, is the VDA, Viveport Developer Awards. So we announced this last month. Anything published on the Viveport since from there through November 30th is eligible for consideration. So I encourage you to publish on our store. It doesn't mean you can't publish in any of the stores. It's not exclusive at all. You can publish on Steam, you can publish anywhere.